Hey everybody, this is going to be quick because it's getting dark. I just finished my bike ride. I'm committed. See this? I could see the full moon. It's getting dark like crazy. I just put my bike away. Look at the brilliance. I rode almost 8 miles and I had a good workout. I listened to the Adelson trial throughout the day, and that's why I was late for my ride, but I still made it and got it done because it's important to me. It's part of my self-care routine, and it's something I need just for the endorphins and everything else. And I just want to say a quick thing because there is someone else I listen to, and she's a great person. And then there's a guy that I have been listening to lately, and he's a really great person. I was listening to both of them on my bike ride today. And, you know, what happened to me after my son died on this community is I had great support and I also had great hate. And the hate came from people that were so happy, and I know it's sad to say, but they were so happy that my son died. They were so happy that maybe she'll take herself off YouTube now because they didn't want me here. So they were happy that something happened like this because, maybe they didn't come right out and say it at the time. They've said it since, but in so many ways. But that she'll get off. And they're the same people that were calling the funeral home, and they're the same people that were casting judgment on my grief and what it should be and what it should look like and how I should be acting and what I should be doing. And I shouldn't, if I want to come on after I visit the funeral home and talk to people, that I shouldn't do that. Why? Because these people, and just about every one of them, had never lost a child, wanted to tell me how to act. And I knew if this would happen to them, then it would be, I didn't know at that time. So what the hell are you giving anybody? You shouldn't be giving anybody advice on how to grieve. But the worst thing was they were taking my level of functioning and equating it to my level of grieving. And I can highlight the comments and the emails and the verbal things that were said, where they said, you must not have loved your son because 2 weeks later, you're on crafting and laughing. You must not have loved your son because you're able to have a life. Well, you know what? People have jobs in the real world. People have to pay bills. And on the same token where they'd say, live for your other kids. Well, how am I not living for my other kids when I'm doing something that pays our bills? Okay? I didn't have a fairy godmother that said, here's a mountain of cash. You don't have to work. But see, they wanted me. They would say, if it was me, I would love my child so much, I would be collapsed in a ball in the corner. That proves I loved my child if I'm collapsed in a ball in the corner. And these people have no idea who collapses in a ball when the camera turns off. They don't have any idea but what is projected on YouTube. That's it. They're not in your private life, yet they want to think they know everything about you. And I know 100% they don't know squat about my grieving. They don't know squat about my breakdowns. They don't know squat about me being in the corner. Okay? But this other woman, she said the exact same thing. People will come up to her and say she started a foundation for her daughter within weeks that her daughter was killed. And a reporter came over and said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you. How do you do this? And she said, look from the outside. Yeah, you see this. But you don't know what happens when I close that door to that reporter. You don't know what happens when I shut off my YouTube channel. You don't know what happens in the middle of the night. And I'm glad people are talking about it because YouTube is a very cruel place. And it just hit me when I was on my bike, and I was like, you know what? All of these people that gave this unsolicited advice that was coming from this horrible place, because all they wanted to hear was that, oh, she shut down her channel. Oh, they would come with these. Some of them were blatant in their comments. Others tried to pad it, but it was such a horrific attempt at that. Oh, I watch you all the time since the Chris Watts days. I think you should take time off to grieve your son properly and be there for your other children. No, that's not what they were saying. What they were saying is, your son died. We thought we got rid of you. We were so happy. Why are you still on here? Why won't you leave? Okay? So then they started with more and more hate, saying the most horrible things. You're a horrible mother. This is happening because you're a bad person. You know, all this horrible stuff that if they really take 5 minutes and thought that if they believe that and their actions, what must they have coming for them if this is what they believe? Okay? Because they're not fooling anyone. Their evilness is out there. They think they're fooling people. They tell people they're good people, but the only people that have to sit and tell people that they're a good person and how much they do are people that are not doing that, and they're not good people. But anyway, so I was made to feel bad because I came back on and did my shows. Number one, I needed this community to get me through this, and I believe God had a plan, and all of that would happen with my blog and what happened with everything, because I don't know where I would be without this channel to have seen me through this and for the rest of my life, because I will grieve for my son for the rest of my life. But had I not had it, I don't know where I would be. So I know it's a divine plan. I know the people that I've met along the way, Rosemary D'Alessandro, Sandy Rusak, who they say I'm not friends with anymore and who's kicked me to the curb. Really? Okay, that's good. I'll tell her that when I call her. And I have. It's hysterical. She was in our live the other night, and, you know, they don't talk about that. No, only that she kicked me to the curb. But the people that I've met, you know, Bianca Devins' mother, Kim, and they were all aligned. All of that, I am sure, is part of a plan, and I don't know where I would be without the community. So when these people come on and say that, look at me, I'm laughing or I'm doing this, and how could I be grieving? And it must mean I never loved my child. And no, that's not what it means. Number one, my son would not want me to give this up. My son, Ray, was probably the number one cheerleader for this channel, okay? And every night I would send him my stats and show him how much the channel was growing, and he was always cheering me on. So I even have his text where he said, they really love you, Mom, okay? So when he said ramblers, he said, they really love you. Anyway, so he would be heartbroken if I would abandon that. That's that. But so I do this for him. I also want to start a foundation in his name. Some people can do it earlier than others. I was not in that place right now to do that, but that's one of the things with this legal fund that we have, is to do something positive to help people in his name, a foundation. And I'm going to work on that as well, along with all of the harassment and bullying, and putting a stop to that, and then trying to get something in place where people know where to turn, because it's the hardest thing, of people not knowing where to turn when it's happening to them because of how things are. So that is one of my goals. But yeah, then coming back and why aren't I taking care of my kids? Well, yeah, that's why I'm live when my kids are sleeping, because I'm doing things with my kids at other times. Second of all, doing things for my kids means providing for them. If I just abandoned my job and laid in a heap in a corner 24/7, that's not thinking of my kids. That's not thinking of my family. Not at all. No, it's not. And like this other woman said who lost her daughter, she's a very high functioning, grieving mother. It doesn't mean she doesn't think of her daughter every second of the day, but it means that she has to do the things she needs to do, and doesn't mean that anybody else, she said, has to do them. Same thing for me. It doesn't mean anybody. Nobody should be telling someone how to grieve or what kind of grief they have is normal or not normal, because you never have to be accountable for it. And I can't see the chat, but I'm just rattling off here. But I just listened to these two people, and I went on my bike ride, and I just wanted to just say this, that because I have a high functioning level, because I'm able to work even in great, great pain, doesn't mean I'm not grieving. It doesn't mean I don't collapse in the shower. It doesn't mean I don't have a breakdown when I shut off the camera. And people need to understand that, because people are so cruel in this YouTube world. And it's all because it hasn't happened to them. And it's all because, a lot of it, because they are really evil, evil people out here that truly are narcissistic. They don't have any empathy for anyone, and everything they say is a complete projection. And it's become normal out here, and we've become desensitized by it. So when I listen to really, really good people like these two, I just feel empowered. And I just wanted to just say that. I wanted to just say that. And I don't even know if I got all my thoughts out. They're all running around in my head like the ADD brain that I have. But I'm going to go back up to the house. And I'll see you guys later. I love you. We're having a craft night tonight, so be creative and come on. All right, I'm going to put that up on the thumbnail when I get up to the house. All right, love you guys. God bless. Bye.